I am Ellie from Nurse Redacted. Welcome to Lioness Lifestyle Live.
And I am Christy at Meeting Wellness, and I'm very excited to meet with you this evening. Thanks for stopping by.
And my name is Adrienne. You can find me at Biggest Loser Carnivore because I started this health and wellness journey on the show The Biggest Loser.
All right. Well, I had muted my microphone because my gardener's here. You guys know what that means. It's time to listen to him blow off the porch. And because it's that time, it must also be time for this week's Roar of the Week. So every single week, we look through the comments that you wonderful viewers leave after the show is over, on any of the channels, on any of the replays. And then I hunt through those and I find one to shout out. And Ellie actually found this one this week. So thank you, Ellie, for finding that. So it says from Brain Over Binge, Coach Julie, I really loved the non-dogmatic discussion. I always tell people to find their own formulas. We are so unique, and so it's really great how clear you are all becoming on what works best for you. You should not be white knuckling. You should be fully satiated and satisfied and happy. And that's in quotes. Yes, truth. That is how we should feel about life. So thank you so much, Coach Julie, for being this week's Roar of the Week. We appreciate you.
Today, we would want you to get your questions ready, except Dr. Chafee isn't quite here yet, but we're excited. We will, if he comes on, we would be excited to have him. But in the meantime, we'd like to give you some updates on what's going on with us. One thing is today we have a big Roar celebration because Ellie just celebrated her 1-year carniversary.
Yay!
Hey, Ellie, roar for Ellie.
Ellie, can you tell us how you feel, any changes, any updates?
Yeah, so I think that this has definitely been a life-changing event. Okay, depression is gone, panic attacks, who are they? I don't know them. I've lost 33 inches off my body. I've lost 30 pounds. My rosacea, which was probably like the thing I hated the most because I just didn't recognize myself. It looked like I was wearing a mask, and that's pretty clear, I'd say. And I feel like I'm able to, I don't know, be more in tune with like my emotions, and I'm not like so irritable, like And it's a girl show. I could talk about that, and like my periods they're normal. I only bleed for like 3 days. All the males are gone by, so it's just, I feel like everything has gotten better and I feel more confident. And that was something I really, really struggled with. Yeah. So I think that I'm going to continue to be carnivore. I don't see a reason why to stop. I mean, I'm looking forward to year 2.
Are you over the next year going to be adding any add backs, or at this point you're perfectly satiated the way you're going?
I've really been thinking about that a lot lately, and I think that I'm going to take it one meal at a time, one day at a time, and see if I really want to. I kind of don't want to, but I like to say I flip-flop like a fish, so you never know what's going to happen with me. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to take it one meal at a time, I think, because I feel so good eating this way, right? So it's like, don't rock the boat. Why mess something up? Is it going to bring back all those like old carb addiction and sugar cravings? Because that's kind of what happened when I ate keto back in 2018, and then it was like, oh, I have to stop because I'm going to harm my baby. Okay, sure. And then just like it just all came back, and I think it's a true testament to how horrible processed food is for us as humans.
Does your husband eat carnivore as well?
He's pretty dang close. There's many months been many months where he is, and then you'll have a little something here, a little something there. He quit coffee, like that's huge, I think. And yeah, so we're like a meat-based family, I'd say, for the most part.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, it's really cool.
Ellie is officially the Bacania vice president now. If you have not seen her 1-year video, go watch it. Not right now. After this, go watch it. It's fantastic, and she eats a picanha live for you guys. It's pretty rad. Like, yes, I'm showing my age. I said rad.
Thank you, Christy. I wanted to be like Dr. Baker, and that was like my cake to celebrate turning 1 on Carnivore. And
I
so
might
I
have
was
to
like,
copy you and do the same thing in June when it's my carniversary.
do it.
Yeah.
You're
We
just
should
reminding
totally
me
do
I
it.
need to go get one. I'm out. I miss it. It's so good. I should just go get 10. We finally moved to a mini freezer. We only had we're renting right now because we're renovating our house. We only had the small freezer and we just brought one of the deep freezers. And so there's room for picanha. So I'm going to go in and be like, I'll take 6.
It was so wait, why did I turn that off? Oh, it was so funny because I went live with Coach Nicole last night, and she was like, "Oh, what did you eat to celebrate?" And I was like, "A picanha." And she's like, "Oh, hello, Christy." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, Christy."
I watched you guys live. That was a really
It was really funny. She was, and then I was like, "Listen, Christy is just a good influencer. Okay, she's a good influencer, and she influenced me."
I know she got me to get a Ninja Creamy. I never thought I would get a Ninja Creamy.
Christy, you're a little low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No.
what is your favorite carnivore food?
Ooh, I've been really into like eggs lately. There was a point in time in like my early carnivore, like months where eggs were breaking me out. And it's like it was all over. It just felt like, I don't know, it felt like scales on my skin almost. And then I gave myself a break. And then now I'm able to tolerate it again. And it's just like I love eggs. It feels so good to eat them. I
Do
don't
you
know
have
if that's
special
boring.
eggs or just any old eggs? You were just able to add any old eggs back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how real this is, but I buy the like the ones from Costco that they say organic, and they say free range, and they say I don't know if that's
Okay.
like necessarily
You
true
buy the best eggs
or
you
not.
can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, I love eating eggs, and then I also am a big fan of seafood, salmon and shrimp. I love making an Alfredo sauce because that was like a huge crux for me. Like when I ate the standard American diet, I love fettuccine Alfredo. So having the Alfredo sauce, like I feel like I'm not missing out because I still get the shrimp and I can add chicken in it if I want to, and it's still delicious and I don't know, feels good.
Alfredo sauce recipe video? Because if not, I mean, I don't feel like you have. Have you?
I've showcased the Alfredo in my Thanksgiving video because that was I made a lasagna based on Maria Emmerich's lasagna, and I've shown it there. But yeah, I definitely should.
I did watch that.
Have you ever had to cut dairy, or you were always allowed to have that?
I feel like if I add too much restriction into my diet, I really struggle because then I think about wanting it more. So what I started doing was a limit dairy, and it's kind of working, kind of sort of. At least I can have one meal with dairy, and then I try the other two, try not to have it. And I think that's a lot more reasonable, and I get to choose when I want it, and it's not as restricting,
So I would like to ask Ellie about you had like a scale victory and then a non-scale victory all at the same time as you had your carniversary. Can you share that with everybody just in case they haven't seen that yet?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, the non-scale victory, which I'm a huge fan of, I love those the most. I feel like the scale I've had a really bad relationship with the scale. Like it would dictate how my day would go. If I lost weight, I was happy, motivated. If I stepped on it and I didn't lose weight, I felt like there was something wrong with me. Like, okay, I'll just restrict more. And then if I stepped on it again and I gained weight, it was just like, cut me open, so I'm now so there was that. So the non-scale victory is that I started at a size 16 pants and now I'm a size 10, which I can't believe. It's like, what's happening?
That
It's
is
so
amazing.
exciting.
Did you ever think that was gonna were you always overweight, or did you gain weight with your kids? Or
Yeah, I after high school I started gaining like 10 pounds every year until I was 240 pounds. That was in 2018. And then I was just like at the lowest of the low, just like in all aspects of life. And then I did keto for a while. I lost 53 pounds in 6 months on that. And then but I had to stop, and then because my doctor told me, and I listened to her. I wish I didn't. I really, really wish I hadn't. And I had my 2 kids. I did pretty good with weight. I probably gained like 10 pounds, 15 pounds with each pregnancy. I can't believe it. But I started carnivore at 202 pounds, and now I'm like 168-ish. It fluctuates. And 170 was always my goal weight, and it's like I'm under it. And that number was burned in my head for so many years. And it's just like, how is this happening? It makes me flabbergasted, honestly.
Oh, and you didn't have to exercise or fast?
No. As Christy knows,
I do know.
I do not
I don't
exercise.
know. Tell me.
I do not exercise. I don't
Maybe
exercise.
we
I
can
don't
get you
fast.
this year. We'll see.
Yeah,
But that wasn't hard for the weight loss, though. You were able to do it
No.
through changing what you ate.
Yeah, and in the video, I actually have pictures of me majority of the time. Like at least the first 200 days, I have me in the same outfit in front of the same doors, like closet behind me, and I have all my measurements, so you can see how the change goes down. Because there was like 2 or 3 months where my scale did not budge, but then I lost like 7 inches, and I was like, okay. I'm becoming more metabolically healthy, and my body is reflecting that. And that's not necessarily the scale weight. So that's why I put a lot of emphasis on the non-scale victory. It's just exciting. Thanks for talking about this, guys. I feel so like loved.
I will 100%. As soon as we are done, I'm going to go watch your video, and I can't wait.
You wait till you see her husband's reaction. That's all I'm going to say. The best. The best.
You know what's really cool? Someday you're going to show pictures to your kids, and they're going to be like, who is that? Because that's what's happening to me right now. My kids are like, who even is that?
Oh, how do you feel about that?
I don't really care. I don't know. That's good, I guess. I don't know. I think the most important part is like what's in between here,
I know the eyebrows are really important.
I meant like,
I know.
Do you feel different? Like you're the same exact person, but you're smaller. And how does that affect your relationship with yourself?
Adrian, you're getting good. You're getting good at interviewing. This is so sad to say, but I really did hate myself. I hated myself for I felt like I used to say a leech, because I didn't think that, the people who were helping me in my life, or the people who loved me in my life, I didn't think that, I didn't think I was worthy of love. And now I do. And I think that the relationships I have, the time and effort that I put into them, the love that I give them, I think that I can now accept that effort is also reciprocated, because I surround myself with people who truly, truly care about me. And it's a really good feeling to know that you have a community. Like I have a community in my real life, and then I have a community with everyone watching tonight, and you two ladies. And it feels so good to like not feel alone, and to just finally be able to accept yourself, who you are, and be proud of it, and be like, I've gone through the trenches, the darkness, as I like to say, because I'm over dramatic. And now I feel like I'm in the light,
It's like you can have more capacity because you're not so mentally and physically weighted down, right? You have more capacity to accept that love because that's probably the best part.
I love that. Thanks.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also,
I've gone up and down and up and down. And the self-love, it was like when I was on The Biggest Loser and I lost all that weight, that's when I learned like, wait a second, I'm the same person. And it started changing in my brain, but it still took many years to develop self-love. And then when those thoughts come back in, because sometimes they still haunt me, I go, you don't belong, we're not going to sit in this,
It's crazy. It's just crazy, like how our mind can sometimes go back to those old patterns of thought. Like if I'm going through something stressful, yeah, I'm not having the panic attacks anymore, thank you, Lord. But I do sometimes hear that old voice, but instead of it being like a loud and intimidating, it's more like a whisper. And I'm just like, be quiet, you know?
Yes. It's like it used to be someone banging on the fire
Yeah.
department banging on the front door, and now it's like the mosquito or a fly, and you just kind of swish it away. Yeah.
That's so true.
So also very exciting, it's Nationwide Teacher Appreciation Week, and we have a teacher.
My favorite teacher. My favorite teacher.
Hey, I'm your favorite teacher. That's awesome.
Yeah. My favorite carnivore teacher too.
Some of my friends have joined my channel and they don't know, like, what do you teach? How old are the kids?
Okay. So I teach mostly, I've taught 5th grade. So this is my 24th year teaching. 24 years, you guys.
You don't
Woo!
seem old enough for that.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I started in 2000. And so here we go. And I taught 2 years of 4th grade, and then they moved me up to 5th, and I didn't think I wanted to go. I was like, grr, but like I wasn't tenured yet. And so I was like, ma'am, yes, ma'am, I will go to 5th grade. But in my head, I was like, I don't want to go to 5th grade. But it turns out that, that this is totally my niche. Like I don't ever want to teach any other grade. It's great. But I've also taught a couple of 4 or 5 combos. So this year is one of those years. So I do have 9. Oh, Bruce, thank you. I do. He says I need a halo, you guys. So I have 9 4th graders and I have 18 5th graders. And so that's the makeup of my class this year. And yeah, it's been a year. It's been an interesting year. Combo classes are hard and we don't get any extra support because we have to teach 2 grades at once. We just do it because
that's a huge class.
That's a normal class in Southern California. Next year we're looking at 32. Yeah, my biggest class I've ever had is 34. Yeah, and I was like, if they send me number 35, I'm gonna have to hang them from the ceiling because there's not another room. There's no room for another desk in this class.
That's crazy.
34 has been my max. I've had many years at 33. So that's pretty normal. And people ask if we have an aide. The answer is no, we don't. It's just
wow. Chrissy, how do you feel? How do you feel your teaching ability and being able to withstand the red tape? How has that changed since you've been on Carnivore?
Yeah, so it's changed a lot. I would say that, there's different levels of effort that anyone can put into anything. And, just after doing it for so long, I could almost do it on autopilot. But I would say, obviously, that's not making me super great at my job. It just means I know the curriculum, I know the standards, and I can kind of do it, But I've gotten back to doing a lot of extra projects and things like that. That I had hadn't done for a few years because what that actually requires is a lot of my own time and money and things like that they don't give us to do. But like it's experiences that I want to give my students. Like we built lunar landers for a STEM project this year. We're getting ready to do a Boston Tea Party because we learned, U.S. history and how the United States became the United States. And so we're going to do a STEM where they have to build a boat that or a contraption that will keep the tea from getting wet during the Boston Tea Party. So we're going to go do that. So, I mean, that requires, extra effort and time. It's not in our regular curriculum. But I'm able to do things like that for the students. And I also have a lot more tolerance. You called it red tape. In a lot of districts, and I know it's not just mine and it's not just my state because I've spoken to teachers from other states who have similar experiences, but there's often almost this sort of battle going on between the teachers on one end and administration, especially at the district level, because they just seem to be like in an ivory tower. They're not really connected with what's actually going on. And the demands just keep increasing, but their connection to the reality of the classroom doesn't really seem to be there. But for me, it's now I can, it's like that stuff used to really derail me, I would say. And now, I mean, I don't like it. Nobody likes it. It's not right. But like they just requested that we have so school ends June 7th, but they want us to have all of our awards for the end of semester, which includes honor roll. They said we have to turn in those names by May 15th, but like the school year's not over till June 7th, and the report cards don't even open till June 13th. So I'm just like, the answer is no. So like instead of freaking out or, I'm just going to be like, no, I will not be doing that, because report cards open on this day and I'm not going to have them done in 2 days. And I'm not going to end my grades early because of some arbitrary requirement that you've decided today that you want to do. And so I can just calmly say that. Like I can just calmly say that. And I'm not like, oh, am I going to get in trouble? Are they going to, no, that's just not going to happen. So this is the date that, that's going to happen. And I can just be calm about it and not, lose my marbles like I would have in the past. Also, I can be more patient with students. I can laugh a little more, and, especially this time of year, they get the spring fever, they're heading to middle school. The 5th graders are anyways. And, they can try your patience at this time of year. And once state testing is over, then they know it's over. Everyone knows it's over. It's just not June 7th yet. So, that's a fun few weeks when everyone really understands that the academics are kind of over. So that's coming. And I'm looking forward to, to it this year, instead of like, I have to put up with these hyper kids for 2 weeks or whatever. Like, we're just going to make the best of it and have fun. And, like I said, we're going to do that STEM project about Boston Tea Party and just do stuff like that to try to keep them as engaged as possible. And yeah, it's not a problem. So Carnivore has helped a lot with my attitude and my energy, I'd say, in the classroom.
Can I be honest?
Sure,
I'm feeling like cortisol inflammation coming on, just thinking about being in your position. You've got the stress of the kids, the stress of the ivory tower, the stress of the parents. And then my friends who teach have said that being a teacher can be like being in high school and all the teacher drama. And she said that she didn't know any teachers who weren't alcoholics.
So that's the thing. Yeah.
My question for you is, was alcohol part of your carnivore diet, or was that out, or what is your relationship with that?
So, yeah, honestly, I have never been much of a drinker. I can't say that I've never, ever touched an alcoholic beverage. Oh, thanks. Never, ever touched an alcoholic beverage, but I could probably count on less than 2 hands, like how many alcoholic drinks I've had in my life. I think I was in my 30s before I ever tried one. Like I've had a few lemon drops because before going carnivore, I've maybe 2 or 3 of those. What else? Maybe I don't know, a couple of, I just never, I don't enjoy it. So it doesn't make me ever feel good. Like I never feel good drinking. It just makes me feel gross and weird. Like even after the first drink or the first few sips, I just don't enjoy it. So that's
just like being a food addict. I was definitely an alcoholic, but I quit almost 11 years ago.
I mean, I have my things, right? Like caffeine. I haven't kicked my caffeine. I kicked my sugar, but I have not kicked my caffeine, but alcohol has not ever been a problem for me.
Do you drink caffeine and coffee, or do you do Diet Coke, or like what's your caffeine?
So my caffeine is generally coffee. I've cut that way back. I used to drink so much Diet Coke, and I can't say that it's zero, but it's
I didn't know that.
It's not zero, but it's hardly ever. It's like I don't really keep it in the house. But sometimes if I'm at a restaurant or something like that, I'll have one. So it's not zero, but I don't buy it. Like I used to go through cases, right?
Yeah. I used to drink a 2-liter or 2 of Diet Mountain Dew every day for 10 years.
So I never bought the 2 liters because I like it freshly open, but but I would buy cases and cases and cases of, the 24 packs, and I drink 4, 5, 6 a day. Easy.
I'm neon
Really?
inside, neon green. And my
I can see
shoulders
it from
used
here.
to itch. I would drink Diet Mountain Dew, and then my shoulders were so itchy, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It must be the
What
allergies
could it
outside. It
possibly
cannot be
be?
my precious Diet Mountain Dew.
Of course not. So, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff on carnivore. I mean, maybe I'll get rid of the caffeine one day. I have switched. I've been drinking a lot more, decaf. I just like the coffee experience. So I've been drinking, it's just a lot more decaf and trying to keep it to one caffeinated beverage a day.
I completely understand that. I feel like when we have these rituals in our life, it's okay. I think it's okay that you have your coffee in the morning and you enjoy I know you do the chocolate salt or the caramel salt. It's like, enjoy it. Why not? Like, you literally have changed your entire life. You're blossoming into a person that you never thought even could exist. And it's like, why not enjoy it? Like, maybe I'm a bad influence, but if it doesn't harm you, go for it. And I love that you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not feeling like it's harming me. Who knows? If I cut it out, I could feel better. I'm not saying that that's impossible. But I'm saying, like, when I have that little bit of chocolate element or whatever, or chocolate caramel or whatever it might be, I don't then crave sugar the rest of the day. And I know some people do. And if I did, I would probably have to cut it out because I remember those cravings. I used to have them all the time. And for other things too, like I've said it before, like things like nuts and cheese and things like that. When I was keto, very binge worthy, very craveable. All that's gone now. There's like almonds in the back of my cupboard from like my keto days. I got rid of some and I didn't even know those almonds were there. I was like, I'm like, oh, those are there. Oh, well, and they're just still back there. I don't want that stuff anymore. So when I have my little coffee with a little heavy cream and chocolate element in there, I'm not like, ooh, now what else can I go find? Like, that doesn't happen. That's not to say that, who knows, maybe there's some compound, maybe there's some, I know coffee's heavy with mold and people say it and all of that. And if I got rid of it, maybe I would feel even better. But right now it's such a night and day difference, and what I do is I get up very early, like everyone else is asleep. I'm the only one awake. And then I have peace. That's like my moment of peace. Yeah. I just sit, like, there's no demands. There's no students. There's no children, my own children. There's no husband. Like, there's no demands. There's just me. And I enjoy that first, like, it's like a golden hour for me. And coffee's
That's
just
the
kind of
sexiest thing I've ever heard you say besides picanha. Oh, I got a little tingle all over.
Yes.
So nice. If I got
Good.
up, even if I get up at 3:30 in the morning because I still sleep with my kids, they will get up too. There is no peace.
Because they would feel you get up. See,
They could yell it or something.
So
I'm like,
I don't want to make you feel
out of bed, and then
So my kids slept through the night. My older boy slept through the night at 8 weeks, and my younger boy slept through the night at 9 weeks, and they never looked back, and they never slept with me. But I was strict on that. But they've had their problems, right, with the ADHD and the allergies and the asthma and the behavior and I'm not saying they're perfect, but they did always sleep. And when they got older, they never would they get sick in the night, and then I wouldn't know till the next day. Erin. No more G-rating.
Nothing is ever G-rated when I'm in the room.
The next morning, they'd get up and go, oh, I threw up in the night or whatever. Like, they didn't come wake me. Like, I'm sick, I'm throwing up. Like, they would tell me the next day because they didn't want to disturb me or something. So
very
sleeping, not a problem for my kids. And so they got a good night of sleep.
Are you sure you didn't just blank it out? Because, like, I swear pregnancy was so fun. So was birth. My husband says that I've lost my mind and my memory.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I have not just blanked that out. But that's like one thing I can really praise them on. They've just been independent in that way.
Yeah.
Their whole life. They just they never came in. I would do that to my mom sometimes. I had a bad dream. None of that.
Very independent young
men. They had a bad dream and then just snuggled up their little stuffed animal. And, like my son, he's 15, you guys, he just had to have a toenail removed. It's going to grow back now. But so we were trying to get the bandage off the next day. And he's like, can you hand me what was a porcupine, I think. It was like a stuffed animal or hedgehog. It was a hedgehog. Hand me my hedgehog. I said, okay. And he goes, because I'm going to just squeeze it when this hurts.
Oh,
He's 15
yeah.
and here comes a little boy when we're trying to get this,
Yeah.
bandage off of his toe. He's
That
fine.
hurts though.
It's been a week. Oh no, it was hurting because we had to
Yeah.
soak the bandage and try to get it off. But yeah, I think that must be what they did. I don't really know what they did because, like I said, that's never been a thing. Although they've been high maintenance in many other ways.
Yeah, you're such a strong mom and a strong teacher, Christy.
Thanks.
I think, I really admire you, and I admire Adrian too. You do so much. It's so much love. So much love.
So I'm gonna flip the script. Adrian's been asking all the questions around here. Hey, Adrian, I hear you've had a couple life changes. You kind of teased us with it last week, but I think you officially started on some new things this week. Is that right?
So, I went on the lion diet because I get so inflamed during my cycle, and my cycle's sorry, men, sorry, TMI moment. Shut the channel off or just mute it for a second. I have a 21-day cycle. I have 100 perimenopause symptoms. It's been horrific. And I mean, so every 2 weeks, I'm gaining 10 pounds of inflammation. So I was like, I'm going to go lion. Enough of this inflammation. I'm going to be lion. And that is going to fix everything for sure. Maybe I'm just not working hard enough. How many people in this space think I just didn't carnivore hard enough? So if I just carnivore harder, that'll fix it. Well, 40 days in, I gained 13 pounds in 4 days of inflammation while on the lion diet. So I had a couple days where I added the cheese back and I had some smoked salmon because I was like, it's not the food. So I'm happy to say, though, I have chronic inflammatory response syndrome, which is it's triggered for me by long bad virus that we're not going to say. And so I'm going through treatment for SIRS, and my SIRS doctor ran blood work, and he was able to see I have this TGF beta 1 and it's 8,700, and we want it at 2,000. When it's way up here, that means that your autoimmunity is going crazy, and the crazy autoimmunity affects your hormones and your thyroid. So, and my thyroid number, my T3 was a 1.3 or a 1.4, which is really low. So I don't have a lot of active thyroid going on. My antibodies are in the hundreds, and my T4 was fine though. So, and I'm estrogen dominant as well. So they started me on some T3 medicine. So all the thyroid people out there, what they usually put you on is T4, and then you just kind of don't get better because you're probably a bad converter like me. That might actually even sometimes make it worse, but that's all they will offer you. But my doctor gave me T3. So I'm hoping to be getting better here. And then I'm going to start some, what's it called? The hormone replacement therapy, HRT,
bioidenticals.
Yeah. But then I sat on it for a few days and I thought, well, does this mean I don't want to be lion anymore? And I decided I want to choose to continue to be lion mostly. Like maybe if I'm having cravings during my cycle, stop beating myself up and have a little bit of cheese, but mostly be lion because I love how full I am. I love how anti-inflammatory it is. And I know that if I just keep the slate clean while I'm taking these new medicines, that I can really see the picture of if they're helping or not without the food interfering at all. So that's what's going on over here.
That's so incredible. I really hope that the medicine helps you. Are you hopeful? And do you think it's gonna do the trick? I really don't know too much about this, unfortunately, to ask a really good question. But how are you feeling about this new medication? Do you think it's gonna help? You're hopeful?
I'm hopeful that it'll help, but I have watched for many years on how when you add one thing and your autoimmunity is all screwed up like mine, it has an effect somewhere else. Or maybe you feel better for a while, but your body figures it out and starts compensating or changing something. So, I don't know if either of you have had chronic illness, but kind of once you get it, it's just, I'm just giving it to God because it's been one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other for years and years and years. But I can say chronic inflammatory response syndrome, once you're hyperinflamed like that, you start getting reactions to things other people don't. But it's still there. So like I can't live or work in a moldy building. So we had to move, and then I started taking binders, and I've gotten so much better. So it is totally possible to get better, and I believe I'm with the right doctor to do it. And
Did
on
they
top
give
of that, I'm going to keep eating carnivore.
which is the best thing you can do. Did they give you any like ETA, like how long it would maybe take for that T3 to start taking effect? Or is it just kind of totally unique to everyone?
I have no idea. I tried Googling it. I tried looking up,
Mhm.
we're all researchers, right? I want to know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
So I've been researching like crazy, but if anybody wants to note below, what was your story with T3? How did it make you feel? Did it help you feel better? Or any bioidentical hormones as well, please share your story with me. And if you have any questions about what I'm taking too, I take a lot of healthy oils, and yeah, chronic inflammatory response syndrome is quite the beast.
Yeah, I've heard.
I wanted to bring up this comment because you had asked about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they are starting to sleep. That's fantastic. That's one of the most basic needs we need: sleep, eating,
Yes.
obviously eating good food, and clothes, water, shelter. So if you can take care of those basic needs, you're gonna obviously your life just gets better. I feel like you're not in the survival mode anymore. Do you feel like you're in survival mode still,
Me?
Adrian? Yeah.
Yeah, because I have little kids. and we don't talk about this a lot, but my husband works a lot. He works,
Yeah.
I mean, in the past 3 weeks, we saw him like an hour. So I'm alone with 4 kids by myself. And 2 of them are 2 and 5. And so I'm just really tired. So if anybody wants to come clean my house, let me know. Just kidding. You got to go to Ellie's too.
Well, I
According
will
to your
say that
husband.
one of the things that I started doing was I pay someone to clean my house every 2 weeks, and I don't feel bad about it.
I tried
do not
finding
feel
people.
bad.
It's hard to find.
Well,
It's hard to find for under $65 an hour is what I'm finding.
yeah, that's a true story. But like I said, that's what I'm not going to feel bad about. That's the part I'm not going to feel bad about. Because guess what? It makes me sane. So
Yes, I did have the most wonderful cleaning lady in the whole wide world, but she retired. And every once in a while, I send her a message and I say, "Please come back. I need you."
Oh,
And she's like, "I'm off doing other things in life now. Sorry, honey."
I'm on a cruise or whatever.
But it was true. She was part of my postpartum, and this was the first baby that I did not have postpartum depression, and it was because of her.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes such a difference to have that 5 minutes of a clean house.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Tommy says the Amish here only charge $20 an hour. We don't
It's
have
the perfect
Amish in
price.
California. Like they're not near me. I'm so sad to hear that. But we found we had a really good person. They moved away. We have another really good person now. It's when you have someone good, to me, it's like it's worth it. And like there's 4 people that live here, but let's be real, I'm the one that's going to do the majority of the cleaning. Like I still do all the dishes. I do all that stuff. So to come in every couple of weeks and just make sure all the bathrooms are clean, the floors are mopped, like it just helps with my stress levels. And I'm just not going to feel bad or miss that money or whatever. It's just worth it to me. It's like a layer of mental health that I didn't know I could have. So
that's really
it's the
good.
best happy pill you could ever take.
yeah. Because it takes that off of your, like, instead of thinking about it, like, oh, I gotta clean, like, it just takes that away. It's just gone. That concern or that worry.
And they'll often seem to a level further than I would because I have acceptance with certain dirt. If that makes sense. Like the area behind your sink.
Dirty again in 2 seconds because you have little kids, right? So
yeah.
Oh yeah. The messes definitely, they come on so fast. So you guys would hate my situation. So my dryer broke, and then I recently had clogged sinks. And then also the bath water is starting to like not look so clean. So we had to buy this filter that goes over the bathtub. Yeah, things are falling apart over here. But I'm thankful for the roof over my
Our sinks are clogged too.
Oh.
Yeah, from all the fat. My husband like went into the P trap and there was tons
Oh,
of fat and I don't put the fat in this. I mean, maybe
yeah.
it must be just like over the months and months of eating
I'm
carnivore.
using like paper towels to try to get all that fat
Yeah.
out of there. So Charlie, you were talking about Lion Diet, Adrian. Charlie said that he started Lion Diet last week just because he forgot to buy eggs and bacon. But then he's continuing on a second week because I unexpectedly lost some weight during week 1. So that's fantastic.
Oh,
Congratulations.
awesome.
That's awesome.
That's
that must
amazing.
feel good.
Christy, when is your carniversary?
So this is the funny thing about my carnivore journey, which is I'm an accidental carnivore. I didn't do it because Dr. Chafee said it. I didn't do it because Dr. Berry said it. I didn't know it was a thing at all. I was doing keto and then I just got lazy. Like I just wanted ribeye and I didn't want broccoli or whatever. And I just didn't want to cook 2 things. So I just cooked the one thing I wanted. And then all of a sudden I started feeling amazing. And then I was like, is this a thing? And then like lo and behold, there's all these Dr. Berry, because I've been watching Dr. Berry, but I've been focusing on the keto content, because that's what I was doing. I'm like, wow, this is a thing. And then it was like, and there's these other doctors, and there's, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Kiltz, all these, Dr. Ovadia, and all these other experts. And then I started finding all the carnivore channels like Carrie Homestead How, and then Ellie was one I found because of him. And, love you back, girl.
All hearts.
Robin, we had her on last week. And so then that's when I realized, after I started feeling better and looked into it, then I found it was a thing. But here's what I know. I know that my carniversary is in June. So I'm only about a month away. And that's because my 25th wedding anniversary was last June and we went on a trip. And it was the end of June. Like my wedding anniversary is coming up again. It'll be year 26, June 27th will be the big day. Same anniversary as Dr. Boz. Dr. Boz got married the same day as me, the same year as me. Like it's pretty crazy.
Anyway, I love that.
So that's just a side note. But so we were on our trip, and so obviously it's my 25th wedding anniversary. So it was memorable, and for sure, like we went to it was my first trip to the Brazilian steakhouse. Like we went to Texas Day, Brazil. I was for sure just eating, we ate there. I ate a ribeye, I ate some chicken wings, and I ate burger patties. Like I was for sure eating carnivore. I for sure was not ordering veggies. So that I know it was sometime in June and we were on that trip at the end of June and I was like fully carnivore by then, but it was never like I'm going carnivore, so I don't know what date it is. Somebody told me I should just pick a date. They're like, just make it June 1st.
Pick one, yeah.
So So yeah, so it's coming right up. I'll definitely do like a 1-year update video. I feel like I should get some more blood work or something because I had blood work at 6 months, but just to see if I'm still a lean mass hyperresponder, if I'm whatever, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. I'd love to find out if you still are.
Yeah, because I put on a little weight, but like my BMI is still 22. So I'm still, under the 25 or whatever. So, but supposedly your LDL, like my LDL was sky high, but I was 20 pounds lighter, 15 pounds lighter, whatever. And now that I just wonder, like, I'm sure I still am one, but I wonder if it's gone down because they say it's in relation to like the leaner you are, the higher it goes. So I'm kind of curious, but I'm not going to go like I have a doctor's order floating out there because she wanted me to get retested because she wants to put me on a statin. And I just didn't go. I just didn't do it.
That's one of those you can go on Own Your Own Labs and get too, though, right?
Yeah. That's how I got my particle density. So when it came back as a lean mass hyperresponder, I did Own Your Own Labs, went and got a second blood test like a week later, just to find out the particle density. Which I know people can say, like, if you have that triad, you would definitely have the big fluffies, but I'm like, I'm doing it anyway. I just wanted to see. So sure enough, yes, I have ginormous LDL, big fluffy LDL. It's just floating there happily, but yes, it would be interesting to me to see, and I also, for a minute there, I considered adding some carbs back in just to make it go, just to see if I do, what all the other lean mass hyperresponders do, see if it goes down. But I just really didn't want to start that addiction process over. I didn't want to go through the bloating. I knew for sure I would bloat. I knew I would put on water weight. And I went like this and went, nah, nope, I'm just not going to go. Like under my doctor's orders, I'm just not going to do it. Because she wanted to test me again to see if I could fix it. Because I just said I'll address it through diet. I didn't say I would change my diet.
True.
Then in came the doctor's order, like, I want to test you again. And then I was like, what do I do? And then I didn't go. And then she didn't call me after that. So
You guys broke up.
yes, we did.
I broke up with our doctor because she was encouraging something, and I said, I don't want my kid to do that. And I don't think he's going to like that because my kid's really sensory. And she goes, well, when he sees the other kids doing it, then he'll do it too. And I'm like, oh, so you want my kid to just go along with everything for peer pressure? Fired. So what was your reason for going carnivore to begin with? I missed it. Well, you had just switched over. Is this a weight loss journey for you? Have you ever been big? Or
I've never been. So my heaviest weight was obviously when I was pregnant. I mean, not obviously. Some people say they get heavier than when they were pregnant. For me, my heaviest weight was when I was pregnant. And what happened to me, because Adrian, I've always been an extreme restrictor. And I never allowed myself to, if I was going to see like 140 on the scale, that was it. Like, so I never would I would just start starving myself. If I would see that weight, I binge, and then I would starve myself. I would never let myself get over that weight. But when I was pregnant, in the back of my head, although I didn't admit it to myself at the time, but like looking back, I can see it was like, oh, I'm pregnant. Nobody gets to say anything to me. And like all the stops were off and I just gained like all the weight. And, some of that came honestly, truthfully, by I ate a lot of heavy foods to keep the morning sickness away because that's what would help me. Like that for whatever reason. I put on a lot of my weight in the first trimester because I was morning sick through almost the whole pregnancy, not just the first trimester. But like when you're not supposed to really be gaining weight yet, I was eating like all this food to try to keep the like tamp down, like a lot of like, keep the morning sickness away. And it was with both of them. But yeah, so with my second kid, I was like, I forget the exact weight, but when I was in labor and I went in and they weigh you, I was in the 180s. Like 9 months pregnant, ready to have a baby. And then I had him. And then I was quickly back down to like, 160, 150, like very shortly after I had him. And then I went right back down under that threshold of that 140 that I would never, but I would always bounce down to like 115, 120. And then that's when I was like, can't do it anymore. And then I would just binge back up and then restrict back down. So I initially went keto to lose that 20. And I did, but I didn't have any of the other benefits. It was just the weight loss benefit. And I was still fighting cravings, but I was used to that, because I had done it my whole life. It was easier to lose the weight. And I think I ate a little more and was able to lose the weight. So I will say that. Then I accidentally went carnivore and was like, wait, I'm mentally clear. Wait, I had brain fog and now it's gone. Wait, my hand doesn't ache anymore. Like, wait, my skin is glowy and clear. What is happening? And so I've been sticking with carnivore, but I've slowly kind of put on my weight, it just kind of slowly came back on. But like I said, my BMI, not that that's the be all end all, I'm just saying for those of you, because you can't see me standing up, I'm about 5'6". I'm about 138, 140. I kind of bounce in there. I went down to 136 for a minute, then I ate some cheese, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never tried Lion. I'm just kind of happy being able to eat till I'm satiated. I think maybe I'll go back down. I don't even really know right now. Right now, here's what I know, Adrian. I don't want to be hungry because I was hungry 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was hungry, feeling faint or feeling sick because of overeating Oreos. And, when I was in a binging cycle, feeling sick because I ate too much ice cream, Oreos, Doritos, whatever, all the junk. Right. So it was one or the other. I'm done with feeling hungry and I know that I'm nourishing my body. So where I am is where I am. And maybe someday I'll decide that, I've tried a few things. But I've been walking, I've been doing some lifting, I've been, doing all that, but I just feel mentally so much better. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Happy and healthy. I'm happy and healthy. So I'm going to leave it alone for a while.
I think that'd be really good for you to take take that pressure off of you that you had for so many years and just feel yourself. Just eat, enjoy the food. Don't let that food be something that like dictates your every second of the day. You have such a wonderful mind and soul and heart, and it's like it breaks my heart thinking that like you just had this like the shadow over you, like literally just like blocking you, and I hate that. But I'm so glad that you're doing better now,
As
and
soon
you're
as
just
I
like,
start to control it, those feelings start to come back. Like I don't want to control it. I just want to eat till I'm full. Usually that means twice a day, and it's usually not once a day because then I start feeling gross and like I need to eat. And it's usually twice a day I feel good. And you know what? If I end up eating a pound and a half of meat, I eat a pound and a half of meat. Oh well. And if I can't be 120 pounds, I think that's kind of what I've come to right now. Like maybe I'll get to a point where I can do that again and like not feel bad about it. But
It's
yeah.
awesome about when we're eating these nutrient dense foods. So many people have said that even when we're a little bit more have more weight than we want, it's a lot more feminine. Have you found that?
Oh my gosh. My husband he's like, you look good. I'm like, I'm the heaviest I've been in a while, but yeah, I do. And when I see old pictures of me at this weight, being 138 or whatever, like my face was all puffy. Like my face isn't puffy. Look at it. It's not. I don't think it is.
And
no,
your
you
skin
look
is perfect.
fantastic.
So, I mean, I just feel like the inflammation is gone. There's probably more muscle in there than there was, before, because for sure, all that starving, I was probably just losing all my muscle.
Yeah.
Whatever I had, so.
I do wish so much that so much of America would get it, that the food isn't satiating them. So they're kind of hungry all the time. And then they go into this self-blame and it just hangs over your head constantly. And then you just keep gaining more and more and more and more and more weight. You think like it's my fault. I'm doing something wrong. And really it's the foods are addicting and not satiating, and they lack actual bioavailable nutrition. So even if you eat 4,000 calories, your body isn't getting the nutrients it needs because it would need to convert them. Even though it says it has protein, plant protein in it, even though it says it has iron in it, your body has to convert it. And so it only is getting 1% of that. And so you think you're nourishing yourself and you're not. I wish people knew, because it's so freeing to be nourished and to be full. The full is the best part.
Yes. Yeah. And then you're full for hours and you stop thinking about it. I never thought I would ever stop thinking about food. Like I thought about food all the time, food and calories, food and calories. That's all I thought about.
What's so funny? I completely agree with that. And I feel like this is the first time on my carnivore journey where like I'm ravenous and I feel like I'm just like eating more and more and more. But hopefully it only lasts for like a couple of weeks. And I'm thinking that that's just like my body like adjusting. There's something going on. I don't know. But I'm not gaining weight. My clothes still fit. I'm not having like any pains, or I'm sleeping well. Like, so I'm thinking this is just some kind of transitional phase of being like at a goal weight or metabolically healthy, I'm guessing. What do you guys think? I've heard of this ravenous stage.
I get ravenous the week before my cycle, and that's in Mindy Pelt's book. I don't know if that lines up with what's going on with you, or if there's something you need to tell us.
No. That's so funny. No, we have the boy, we have the girl, finito, we are done. But I think it's really funny because when you start to like become healthier, those thoughts of like being like, oh, maybe we should have another baby, or maybe we should grow our family, like those thoughts do come into your head, and you're just like, nope, lock the door. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
The question I was going to sneak in for Dr. Chafee is like, listen, you are the king lion. And to me, that you just like reek of testosterone. And how have you not procreated like left and right? Like you need to go out there and
Adrian, my face would have turned red and I would have turned my camera off and hidden. We should show everybody the intro.
You think he should procreate? I think he should.
I think
the ship has sailed, but that's what I was going to ask him.
I made him a really cool lion intro, you guys. I hope we can invite him to come back. I'm sure he just got busy. But I made him a really cool, it was a lion and everything, not a lioness, and I was very happy. So
let's play it. Can I do it?
Play it. Sure, play it. This is Dr. Chafee's intro.
Okay, 3, 2.
That lion was sexy
Such a
behind
good
him. That was
lion,
like,
right?
that was a
Thank
very
you.
high testosterone lion back there.
Thank you. See, I picked a good lion, but yeah, he's
I
not
loved
here.
it.
Not here
When
at
you
the
showed me that, I literally like screamed and I was like, yes! I was so hyped.
So we're gonna have to email Dr. Thanks, Mary. We're gonna have to email Dr. Chafee and see if we can get him to reschedule. You guys, the bummer is, what are we scheduled out to now? September, I think.
Oh my gosh.
So
We'll
he was
figure it
supposed to
out.
be on a few months ago. His girlfriend had surgery, and we had been a few months ago. We were scheduled out till May, so he's rescheduled like at the first available date, which was today. As of yesterday, he was like, "Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder." Like he was telling us he was going to be here. We didn't get any communication, so I'm sure he just got busy. He's a busy guy, as you guys know. But if we are able to get him to reschedule, we're booked through September now, I think. So
We might just have to do a special edition for him.
we
Yeah.
might. I'm up for that, especially because June 7th, so 1 month from today, is my last day of school, and then I'm on summer vacation. Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
it is amazing.
Thank you all for sticking with us today with our updates and our celebrations. We hope you liked the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to count us down for a roar, Adrian? I think we got to end this with a good roar.
Yeah.
Get your
3.
roars ready in the chat.
I'm going to be funny. 3, 2, 1. It's going to be backwards and confusing because I'm ambidextrous. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. We hope you liked the show.
Ooh, we're fighting
Okay, I
over
will do
who's
it.
gonna put up the roars. Go ahead, Adrian. You put up the roars. I'll get the outro ready. Yay, Bruce. Pixel was on earlier, but I think before we went live. She didn't show her face, I don't think. She was mad because Dr. Chafee wasn't here.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
just
I'm sure that we'll be able to bring him back on because he's
I'm
going to see
sure.
what
You too,
episode we
Arlene.
had.
Absolutely. Yay. All right. Well, once again, I'm on the wrong screen. Let me go to the right screen and I will outro us out. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next
Good
Tuesday.
night.